It's a process and we're working it with it, and that's why we're making it a lifestyle. It's not like the end goal, it's a lifestyle. That's how I look at it, and it's a continued process. Welcome to the Pelvic Power Podcast. My name is Penny, and I am the host of this lovely space. I am a pelvic floor yoga teacher who teaches people with pelvic pain how to use movement, breathwork, and body awareness to ease and manage their pain while living a pleasurable life. In this space, we'll be talking about all things taboo because we love it, and how to support your lovely pelvis and your lovely self on this journey that you are on. I'm very happy that you are here, and I hope that you enjoy this episode. Welcome back to another episode of the Pelvic Power Podcast. I'm very happy that you are here today. As always, thank you for tuning in. Yesterday, I was teaching a pelvic floor yoga class, and we started talking about things that we have to do for our pain that may be forgotten. They may be forgotten, or you're simply, maybe, I don't know, like me sometimes, too lazy to do them. So you forget about it, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I need to do that. I don't know when I did it last time. Do I need to do it today? I don't know. Should I do it today? No, I'm just going to skip it. So let's make it a little bit easier on ourselves. So I've created a bit of a habit stacking episode for you just to give you a little bit of inspiration for what you can do to support your pain, to support your body. Every week, what you can do to also make it easier for yourself. Because we're out here, we may be on treatments, we may need to do certain things for our body to support it a little bit more, but sometimes we're just like, ugh, fuck, I don't want to do it, or you forget to do it, and that's completely fine. There's no judgment here, but also, how can you dive a little bit deeper to it? Why are you not doing it? Is there anything that you're maybe perhaps avoiding? Why are you not doing it? Or is it just simply, eh, I'm just not doing it. So the conversation actually started with moisturizing your vulva. And I posted a TikTok on this, and it said something like, if you're going to moisturize your face, you might as well moisturize your vulva. Just saying at the same time. And that is habit stacking. Okay, so you're already doing something, you're already washing your face, moisturizing your face. Can you also moisturize your vulva? Like me, every time I come out of the shower, every time I get out of the shower, one of the first things that I do is moisturize my vulva. One of the first things I do is to moisturize my vulva because I want to make sure that I'm clean. So even before I moisturize my face, putting other creams and stuff on my hands, I'm taking care of my vulva first. So my vulva is a sensitive part of my body. So I'm moisturizing that part first, because when I'm doing my face, I might put on moisturizers, and then I might put on tea tree if I have any pimples that I'm working with right now or at the moment. And I don't want that on my vulva. I don't want the residue from tea tree on my vulva. And I feel like that will probably be painful. And just for me, I'm just saying, this is how my mind goes. So when I get out of the shower, I moisturize my vulva first thing. So if you're going to moisturize your face, you might as well moisturize your vulva. If you have this habit every day of doing something, you're creating a new habit for yourself, and you're just going to do it without thinking about it. And as you know, staying clean is super important for your vulva health. I hope you know this by now. Hygiene, very important. You shower, make sure that you're clean, and then you moisturize your vulva. On the other hand, if you're working with a treatment that you might need to do 2-3 times a week, set 2 days, 2 specific days that you're doing it. 2 specific days. So we were making a joke because the class was on a Monday that I was teaching, and one of the people, she was saying that I have a hard time remembering my estrogen cream, and I have to do it twice a week. Okay, so you're gonna do it after your pelvic floor yoga class, Monday night. That's what you're doing. Your habit stacking. You're already doing your pelvic floor yoga class. You're already supporting your pelvis. Then you're putting on that estrogen cream. So that's one day. You got Monday, and then you're just gonna pick another day. And I said Thursday. I'm like, I'm gonna message you on Thursday to remind you to put your, she's also from the UK, so she was like, okay, I'm gonna be reminded to put my fanny cream on, and I thought it was so cute. But Monday and Tuesday, or Monday and Thursday, sorry, Monday and Thursday, make it 2 specific days so that you will not lose track of when you are doing it. That's what I do with my steroid ointment. I'm doing it on specific days of the week. Or if I'm doing it 3 times a week, that's almost every other day. So I keep that in mind too. So you're habit stacking, you're already doing something. Oh, that is not really habit stacking per se. You're making a routine to make it easier for you. Okay, today is Thursday. You wake up Thursday morning, you're like, I'm gonna put my treatment on today. That's what I'm doing. And then you're thinking about it throughout the entire day. And then come the night, you put it on. The reason why I say the night is because I put all of my things in the night because then I can let it soak up. Sorry about that little sound effect there, into my skin. And that's what we want. We want to be able to make sure that it's soaked up properly. So it's not just, hanging out in your underwear. Another thing that you're doing every single day, you are brushing your teeth. Is there anything else that you can add in during this moment when you are brushing your teeth? That could be paying attention to your feet, your posture, how you're standing. You can be practicing your balance. You can be standing there, picking up your toes, planting the toes back down one toe at a time. How often are you actually aware of your feet? I talk about the feet a lot in my yoga classes because they are supporting you every single day and we're not aware of them. It's not until we get pain or some restriction. Like I had a student that came up to me after class at the gym the other day and she was like, "Oh, I'm starting to get pain and my mom has issues with her feet. Like, what can I do?" And I give her a couple suggestions. I'm like, "Are you doing this? Are you doing that?" She's like, "No." And I was like, "Okay, well, start simple. Start to play around with the toes. Put them down, pick them up, see how that feels. Go up onto your toes, plant the heels down mindfully, slowly. Start to pick things up with your feet." So these are things that you can do as you're brushing your teeth. One of my favorite things, rolling out your feet. So you're rolling your feet on a little ball. So your feet are connected to your pelvis through fascia. You have fascia, we've spoken about this before, that runs throughout your entire body. And this is something that we work with in the Pelvic Health Yoga membership. We have our myofascial release classes. So one of the things that we work with is the feet. So your feet are connected to your pelvis through fascia. Your fascia runs all over your body and it's impacted by chronic stress, by emotions, by trauma, by posture. And if your fascia is restricted, that is also impacting your nervous system and this can cause dysregulation in your nervous system. So start to roll out your feet, play around with your feet. Notice if there are any sore spots. If you've ever thought to yourself, "Oh, I really want to do reflexology." And yeah, it's super nice to have someone else work on your feet, but maybe you don't have the time or you don't have the funding for that. Get yourself a little ball and start rolling your feet. And it's such a magical practice. Most of my students say that this is their favorite practice when we're doing our myofascial release together. Just roll out the feet and then notice how you're standing. Can you take up more space with your feet? How often do you feel like your feet might be cramping a little bit, like you're clenching through the feet? Roll one foot. Feel if there's a difference between one foot and the other. Like I'm actually giving you tools that you can use right now without any guidance. Work with it. Play around with it. You could have done this as I was talking about this. Next time I'm going to start talking about the feet, I'm just going to tell you to pull out your ball straight away. And I'm basically guiding you through it. But it's a very, very beneficial practice. And if you want more, come and join us in the Pelvic Health Yoga membership. We blend pelvic floor yoga, breathwork, and myofascial release so that you can ease and manage your pelvic pain and tension. So come join us. It's a magical space. We would love to have you. And on to one of my other favorites, legs up the wall. So, how often are you actually working with your body? How often are you actually supporting your body? Is this something that you're prioritizing? You're out here, you're living with pelvic pain. Are you prioritizing living with less pain? I talk about legs up the wall all the time. And how often are you actually doing it? Are you just tuning into the episode and being like, "Oh, I'm going to do that"? But then do you actually do it? If you like to read, then I invite you to do it while you're reading. So throw your legs up the wall when you're reading in bed before you go to sleep. Throw your legs up the wall. If you absolutely have to do something at the same time, if you can't just lie there and focus on your breath, breathing into the pelvis, you can flip the legs up the wall. Take 5 mindful breaths. That's no time at all. You have time for 5 breaths. And then if you feel like This is a waste of my time. Why am I doing this? Getting a little bit stressed. I have other things that I want to do. Okay, pick up your book then. Pick up your book and read. So 5 breaths. That's it. That's what I'm giving you. 5 breaths. Then pick up your book. Read while you got your legs up the wall. Not only will this gently stretch the backside of your legs, you do not have to be all the way flush into the wall, by the way, but it will also help to relax your pelvic floor. It will help you be easier for you to breathe into the pelvic bowl. It will also ease low back pain. It's very great for the lymphatic system. It's down regulating. It's great before you go to bed. There's so many benefits to legs up the wall. If you haven't started adding that into your routine yet, start doing it. Start doing it now. Like, start doing it now. The magic within these tools, they are absolutely fantastic. So if you're just starting your pelvic journey out, like you're just starting your journey right now, and you want to start to practice yoga, you want to start to invite in more movement because you know that it's good for your pelvic tension, it's good for blood flow, for movement throughout the body, for the movement through the pelvic floor, stretch, lengthen, open up, create space. It's so important. But you feel like you're not really quite there yet to actually press play on a practice and practice for you. Know that that's okay. I see you. We're all on different parts of the journey, and I've been there myself. Today, if you're watching TV later today and you're lying on the couch, is there any way that you can invite in a little bit of pelvic movement while you're watching TV? That could be some hip circles, that could be some twists, that could be hugging the legs in towards the chest, that could be some cat and cows. Sure, you're not lying on your back doing that, but you can do pelvic tilts lying on your back. There's so many ways that you can invite in movement while you're doing other things. And it all comes down to, like I was saying, we're on different parts of our journey and the capacity that we have to actually do something for ourselves. So that's why I'm giving you these fairly simple tools that you can do. But depending on where you are in your journey, the emotional capacity that you may have for something might look different compared to someone else's. And that's totally fine. That's why we're here. But if you're lying there watching TV, maybe you're feeling a little bit low, you're feeling a little bit in the dumps, maybe you're on your period, maybe you're in your luteal phase, you're thinking to yourself, what is the point? I don't understand. How can you invite in a little bit of movement just to shift the energy around, along with everything else that I just mentioned? Creating space, stretching, invite in more movement, feel a little bit more uplifted. How can you support your body while you're watching TV, while you're lying there and just hanging out? Another thing that you can do, so habit stacking is really great because you're already doing so many things every day that you actually have to do. Like you have to get out of bed in the morning. And as I say that, I'm like, do we do we have to get out of bed? Maybe not on certain days, but you have to get out of bed or you have to go to bed. Okay, that's already a thing that you are doing. I invite you to pick 2 poses that you like, 2 of your favorite poses. If you do not know any yoga poses, any stretches, anything that feels somewhat pleasurable or good in your body or supportive to you or aligned with you, then head on over to my Instagram, head on over to TikTok. You can check my blog. I post a lot of yoga poses that you can do and you can play around with it. And if you find a pose that you're like, this one makes me feel something that isn't discomfort, that isn't painful. It makes me feel something. It doesn't, I always say this in yoga, yoga doesn't have to make you feel quote unquote good. It's supposed to make you feel. And people have this idea that, oh, I always have to feel good. I always have to feel good. No, we're here to feel. Okay? And if you're inviting in a movement that makes you feel something, whether that is grief or sadness, if it's too heavy, know that you do not have to do it. But if it makes you feel something, maybe those are emotions that you have to experience yourself to kind of move forward, to kind of move yourself out of it. So I invite you to think of 2 poses that you can do either before you go to bed or when you wake up first thing in the morning, or you can do both. You can do both. So before you go to bed, I already given you a pose. Legs up the wall, perfect. Child's pose is another one. Great, let's start doing them. Let's do them. Take 10 breaths in each pose or stay there for a little while longer if it feels supportive to you. You can also listen to guided meditations. That is a great, great way. I actually have a guided meditation. I'm going to put that in the show notes. That is for free, so you can check out that meditation. Insight Timer, really great meditation app. You have YouTube. really great. Again, come join us in the Pelvic Health Hero membership. I have meditation specifically for the people in the space. Hello, you live with pelvic pain. Welcome. I will see you. And you can listen to meditation as you're doing these poses or just focus on your breath. 2 minutes. Breathe in, exhale out. Again, what is coming up for you. So before you go to bed, legs at the wall, child's pose. First thing in the morning, hug the legs in towards the chest. Notice how that feels through the pelvis, through the back body. Can you breathe into the pelvis? And then take a little twist from side to side. So you got 2 poses too. You're already getting into bed and getting up out of bed. So how can you add in more support for yourself so that you're supporting your pelvis? Like, I'm like shocked with the info I'm giving you today. I'm like, there's so much insight here. If you're using this little list that I'm giving you right now, you got a solid base, babe. You're on the right path. So go you. Next one. This is one that I'm trying to implement. I've mentioned it before because it's something that I've been trying to implement for a while. As soon as you sit down, drink some water. As soon as you sit down, you're sitting down at your desk, you're sitting down on your couch, you're sitting down in your car, you're sitting down to eat. Drink some water. Make that a habit. You're sitting down, you're drinking some water. You're hydrating without even being aware of it. You're drinking more water, which we want. Happy pelvis is a hydrated pelvis. So we're drinking some water. How can you add that in to your everyday routine? Drinking water is important for your pelvic health. So start drinking your water. Do not forget about your water intake. It's super important. And what are some other things that you can think of that you can add in to your already existing routines? So what are some things that you can think of? For example, you're going to put on your serum ointment. And what can you do before that? Maybe you choose to masturbate. Maybe you choose to massage the area a little bit. Make it into a routine. You're chopping up vegetables. You can play around with your feet, do a little balance exercise. You're drinking your tea, sit down, squat, take 5 breaths as you're drinking that tea. In the process, you're sitting down, you're taking a couple breaths, you're drinking your tea. How can you create more habits for yourself that are easy and they're not hard and you're still supporting your pelvis? Maybe I should add that to to the podcast. Every time you press play, there's one thing that you can do for your pelvis right then and there. Um, it's probably gonna come in some episodes. I'm thinking about going forward. I'm like, I don't know how many episodes there are gonna be of the Pelvic Podcast ever, but maybe I will add it in sporadically of things that you can do for your pelvis as you're pressing play on the podcast. Easy things. We're making it easy over here. We want it to be easy to support our pelvis. It's a journey. It's a journey. We were also talking about this in Pelvic Power yesterday because it's an ongoing process, okay? Some people are in the space because they live with overactive pelvic floor dysfunction, and that is something that you can work your way out of. But if you're here because you live with interstitial cystitis, endometriosis, lichen sclerosis, those are chronic conditions, and most likely they're going to cause pelvic floor tension, and it's going to come back. It's going to come back. It's a process, and we're working it with it, and that's why we're making it a lifestyle. It's not like the end goal, it's a lifestyle. That's how I look at it, and it's a continued process. Like even if my tension, my pelvic tension isn't there, I still got lichen sclerosis, and when I might get a flare or when I'm distressed or when I'm feeling certain emotions, my pelvic floor is going to tighten right back up again, baby. But I do have the tools to ease that tension, to calm myself, to decrease my stress, to regulate my nervous system so that I can let go of that pelvic floor tension. I know how to stretch, to lengthen, to land in my pelvis, to land in my pelvic power. So I hope that you got some golden nuggets out of this little episode today. If you had any epiphanies, anything that you thought of for yourself that you can add into your already existing routine, please let me know because you might help someone else. Maybe that is something that I can bring forth to someone else as well. So please let me know. I would love to hear about it. Until next time, remember to drink your water, take 3 breaths, and remember that you are absolutely fucking fantastic. Bye. If you love this episode, I will be so grateful if you could leave a rate and review in your podcast app. It would mean so much to me. If you're tuning in on YouTube, feel free to hit subscribe and leave a little comment down below about what you learned about yourself today. Thank you so much, and you have no idea how much I appreciate you for being here.